Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to Pie in the Sky Tours, your one-stop shop for all things Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 with a focus on VR. In today's video, I'll be flying in VR using ultra settings, with every setting maxed out to the full. The render scale in both the OpenXR developer tool and the sim is set to 100 with motion reprojection disabled. The intention of this video is to see how much of an impact the latest OpenXR update has on the performance of the sim using ultra settings in VR with an RTX 3080 graphics card and an i9-10900K processor. I'm creating this demo as a benchmark before Sim Update 6 lands next week. This will enable me to have a direct comparison before and after the update, and help me gauge any improvements to VR in terms of performance, and then share them with you. Although I never play the sim with these settings, it is interesting to see how my system handles it. I've chosen to use a TBM 930 taking off from Lukla Airport in Nepal. I understand that the performance in VR differs in different locations and with different aircraft, so I wanted to choose a place which has plenty of trees and mountains as well as some buildings, in order to try and get a balance in terms of terrain details and objects on the ground. Please remember to subscribe to the channel for the latest Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 VR tutorials, demos, discussions and more. And please do smash that like button if you enjoy the content, as it really helps boost the channel to help other simmers too. So let's have a look at the performance we're getting at these settings. As I fly and look around the environment, I do notice obvious microstutters on the ground, which is to be expected using these settings. You can see that the FPS count is reading at about 20, which is well under the 30 we're after. The graphics does look very good though, and everything looks ultra clear and high resolution. There is a slight lag in the mouse movements, and I can really see that the mouse does not line up with the toolbar easily, so it will be good to see that fixed. This is way more noticeable using the higher settings though. I must say that it does look absolutely gorgeous with these settings, but there is no balance at all in terms of clarity and smoothness. Therefore, I would say it's just about playable, but the stutters and slow frame times make it a challenge. I don't think there is any real need to play the sim with these settings, as the performance is simply too weak at this point. I noticed that having the terrain and object levels of detail set to 200 does really push the visual details on the landscapes. It would be so great in the future if we could run this sim on maxed out settings and still get a good performance. I didn't think the performance would actually be good enough to use, but it is good to showcase, as it helps us gauge where we're at before Update 6. I'm looking forward to seeing what kinds of improvements the VR experience Sim Update 6 will bring, especially the stabilisation that Asobo have mentioned in their release notes. I would love to know what specific improvements to VR you would like to see in future Sim updates, so please add your thoughts in the comment section below. I think this topic can really make for some good discussion for us as a community, and hopefully for Asobo to implement in the future. If you haven't checked out my Sim Update 6 preview, you can check it out here, as well as my Butt Kicker 2 review and setup guide, which I highly recommend to add that extra bit of immersion in VR. As always guys, I hope you find this content useful. I look forward to making the next video soon. In the meantime, as always, take care and stay safe.